Good morning. Happy Women's Wednesday, our beautiful friends, Facebook Live. Good morning, Sammy Joe.
Good morning. Happy Women's Wednesday.
Happy Women's
We
Wednesday.
are back again.
We can't start Women's Wednesday on September 11th and not kind of reflect a little bit about how crazy that it's 20 plus years ago, 23 years ago that I remember I hadn't quite left to go to college yet. And I was laying in bed and I got the phone call and it was like, turn the TV on. Like you won't even grasp what is going on. It was 8 o'clock, like 8:30, 8:20 something when the first plane hit in New York. And it's crazy. Like you think about that was like 23 years ago. And there's a lot of people that compete with us at Women's that don't even realize how instrumental that day or this day, September 11th, is to Americans. And just thankful for our servicemen and women, and thankful that we live in a country that we can be free and not be scared, because we have so many amazing servicemen and women that are here to protect us, and firefighters and policemen and army and navy, and I mean just everybody. It's crazy. I was watching the news this morning. It makes me like well up watching like how the families, like there's babies that didn't know their grandparents that are, honoring their grandparents at 9/11 at the memorial today in New York. And it was just like, gosh, it's crazy that it was 23 years ago. It really, the world did stop turning that day. And so little honor to 9/11. That it's crazy day. Where were you?
Yeah, very well said. I was in elementary school and remember watching it, not really understanding, right? And I think that's the interesting thing about it is just, yeah, you think back on where you were and just pray for those families, especially that were so impacted by those terrible events. And just proud of our country that we continue to stand strong and, but definitely take the day to honor and remember those that were impacted. So,
Yeah, big reflection for sure. Like it's crazy to think about, but it is Women's Wednesday, so we must carry on. I hate to say it like that, but we have to continue to talk about, the past, the future, and so today we're going to talk about future for Women's Rodeo World Championship. Obviously, we're super excited. Last week on Women's Wednesday, we talked about the inclusion of goat tying with our college rodeo partnership with the NRA, allowing these amazing athletes of goat tires to be able to have a chance at Women's Rodeo World Championship through our partnership with the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association. You can now nominate your college rodeo ladies, so that you can accumulate points on the leaderboard, take the top 20, come to Women's Rodeo World Championships for an awesome showcase. And we're excited that we got to announce that last week. But this week, drum roll, what do we got, Sammy Joe?
We got some big announcements. Let's start with dates, ladies and gentlemen. The Women's Rodeo World Championship will be returning to Fort Worth, Texas, and Arlington, Texas. We will have our qualifying rounds and semifinals May 12th through the 14th. And the coveted championship round, of course, at AT&T Stadium. So let me just pull up this slide here, Lindsay, and we can kind of
break it down,
everybody what to look forward to here.
Yeah, so we will be back in Fort Worth at Cowtown Coliseum for our preliminary rounds, like we talked about before, like we've always done, May 12th through the 14th at Cowtown Coliseum. And they are going to be a little bit longer days because I don't know if everybody has quite understood. And I think we should just do a total Women's Wednesday next week just to talk about the limited and what all the limited has to offer for the other side of competition, the ladies that may be just beginning, or the ladies that are at their end of the career, or the ladies that are just, like to just kind of ease around. So I think we should do that maybe next week and do a big, just limited reveal and understand what the limited really is. So we're bringing in not only the pros, the challengers, but also now this limited classification into Cowtown Coliseum, May 12th through the 14th. Those are big, 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 long days, and we understand that. The 13th is going to be when the Go Time Showcase is, and then we top it all off at AT&T Stadium, the most amazing stadium on the planet, in my opinion, to have our championship round of competition. The advancement charts, all of this cool stuff will be out in this week for all of you ladies to understand, and we'll have all of these graphics up for you later on this week. But we wanted to come at you today on Women's Wednesdays just to so you know that every Women's Wednesday, or when we do have it, it's going to be on Wednesdays. We'll have all these announcements, Women's Wednesdays. But you want to break down a little bit of the time frame, or how do you want to do it, Sammy Jo?
Well, let's first talk $802,000 now will be paid out at WRWC with the inclusion of course, the $750,000 payout for our pros and challengers. We now have $42,000 guaranteed for the limited competition. And then we're anticipating paying out $10,000 for that goat tying showcase. So big money just for WRWC. And we have been talking with our friends at APHA. We will have more details coming soon on the last chance qualifier with Cowgirl Gathering. But with the increased payout with limited and goat tying, Women's Rodeo Week from May 8th through the 17th will now pay out $1.25 million, you guys.
That's so insane and awesome. And it's crazy to think that with the inclusion of the limited classification, I mean, the last chance qualifier, the Cowgirl Gathering, the Goat Time Showcase, 1.2 million just that week. So, ladies, here's the week to pre-schedule your part of your 2-week vacation. Take this week off, head to Texas. It's still really nice. It hasn't quite got hot yet for us West Coast Northerner cowgirls yet. It's just a cool week. We have some great things kind of in the planning stages, again, with our beautiful back number ceremony, buckle ceremonies, just so much happening with the Cowgirl Gathering. There's going to be a lot of really cool stuff that week. And so now you have the dates, the 12th through the 17th and then the Cowgirl Gathering will be before that. So understand that part of it too.
So what you said about kind of breaking down and letting you all hear exactly what to expect. That Thursday through Sunday is usually Cowgirl Gathering will be making announcements soon on their dates and disciplines. And then we'll kick off first thing Monday morning. And so PBR World Finals usually does their redemption rounds the first weekend before us as well at Cowtown. We'll move in on Monday and pretty much 8 a.m. we'll hit the ground running with check-in. We'll do meetings. And then we'll start competition at about 11 a.m. We'll go through round 1 of the pros and challengers in all 3 disciplines, barrels, breakaway, team roping. We'll take a little break, and then we'll roll into the limited competition. And so the limited competition, we're going to bring 50 in the barrels and 50 in the breakaway, and they'll compete in round 1 that evening. And that will conclude day 1 on Monday. Then we'll go into day 2 on Tuesday and pretty much duplicate it. So we'll start again at about 10 a.m. We'll run round 2 of the pros and challengers in the barrels, team roping, and breakaway. And then we'll actually go into the goat tying showcase. So goat tiers, Tuesday, May 13th will be the day that you will compete at Cowtown Coliseum. You'll follow round 2 of our pro and challenger competition, and we'll run 2 rounds and a short round all that Tuesday afternoon. And then once the goat tying showcase concludes, we'll then roll into round 2 of our limited competition with the 50 barrel racers and breakaway ropers. From there, on Wednesday, so at that point, the limited competition will have ended, the goat tying showcase will have ended, and on Wednesday, we'll have the pros and challengers come back for the semifinals round. The semifinals round will now have 16 pros and 16 challengers. Leaderboard number 1 through 4 are now seeded into the semifinal round. And this is where things get interesting for 2025. So for those that have competed with us before, you're used to, from the semifinals, there being a 12-round showdown round in the breakaway and team roping, and then those 12 barrel racers going to AT&T. Well, we've changed it up. We are no longer doing that showdown round. We are actually going to advance directly from the semifinals, 3 pros, 3 challengers, and 1 limited in the barrels and breakaway to compete at AT&T Stadium. We are yes.
There it is. That, I mean, not only is the dates important, but this is the biggest announcement I think that we have today, is that ladies, now guaranteed challengers, limited, and pros will all be at AT&T Stadium. When we say 3 challengers, 3 pros, 1 limited, that limited cowgirl, I mean, when you look at how the classifications break down, this is a cowgirl that has a chance to go and ride for $60,000 in the barrels and the breakaway. Obviously, still our pros and challengers, their classifications stay the same, but guaranteed challengers and limited, no matter what, are going to AT&T. This is very similar to how we had the barrel race last year, you know, because they didn't want to run their horses back to back. So the semifinals, there was challenger barrel racers and pro barrel racers that were guaranteed their spot there. Now, guaranteed spot for the challengers and the limited into AT&T Stadium for your chance at $60,000. I wish I could nominate and get my little booty to Fort Worth, Texas that week, because that is so awesome in my opinion.
Yeah, and so some of you that are very well versed in the payout may be wondering, well, no showdown round, what does that do to the money? And Lindsay and I have worked on paying a little bit deeper in the rounds. We now, again, for those of you that are aware, so we'll zoom in here. Those are what the rounds will pay now for the pros and challengers. The semifinals, instead of paying $1,000 to the fastest time, will now actually pay 6 places, $3,000 to win it. And again, that's for both pro and challenger. The aggregate now will pay 8 places. And that's again on the 3-head aggregate. And then that championship round, we, for the team roping, will pay 6. And then we've added a 7th place payout since there will be 7 barrel racers and 7 breakaway ropers competing at AT&T Stadium. So in total, ladies, that is a $753,000 payout. And like we said, for the limited, there will be $42,000 guaranteed. This also includes $20,000 to the all-around champion, $5,000 to those world champions. A lot of money will go into your ladies' pockets at the conclusion of Women's Rodeo World Championship.
Pumps me up. I love it. That's why we grind every day, is to be able to share this that we've been having in our pocket for the last couple months, honestly, that we knew we were going to do this. And so I think it's so cool that now guaranteed the challengers and the limited have a chance at that 60,000. And really, when you get into that building, it is anybody's game. And it has been proven on so many occasions in that in the kind of shootout kind of round, I call it. But now, 3 challengers, 3 pros, 1 limited are going to go head to head there in AT&T Stadium in front of, I don't know how many thousands of people.
30,000, yeah.
30,000 people in that beautiful building. Just so excited to be able to finally get to share. So now, the ladies, it's the week of the 12th through the 17th in Fort Worth, Texas. And
and if you're brand new here, I just want to break it down. Women's Rodeo World Championship invites any female athlete age 13 years and older to compete with us. The first step is go and purchase your WRC ID card through NextGen. And then you're going to begin nominating the women's W25 segment. You can go any event pretty much that publicly verifies their results or shares their results. You can nominate. So go to app.wcrodeo.com, start nominating your events, earning points. For the pros and challengers, we take the top 20 from each leaderboard as of April 13th of 2025. For those limited athletes, we're going to take the top 50 as of April 13th of 2025. And ladies, we have a lot of women's packages out there that you can nominate and earn points as a limited athlete. So if you have any questions, our team is here to help you. And if any of you watching live right now have questions, drop them in the comments, because Lindsay and I are here to talk to you. And we're just so excited about 2025 Women's Rodeo World Championship. And again, celebrating and watching all of you compete.
We have some more cool things kind of in the docket too, that'll come out at a later date. But I mean, when you think about how far rodeo has come and how far at least women in the industry have come, I hope that everybody understands there's a lot of people behind the scenes that are working diligently to make sure that this event continues and work really, really hard to continue to make it better. And if these announcements with 2025 aren't proving that we're, trying to make it better, there's $800,000 up for grabs just with Women's Rodeo Championship alone that week. So we have to thank our partners with the WCRA and the PBR. Robert Simpson, he probably doesn't watch our lives, but he works very, very hard and answers a lot of really tough questions from Sammy Joe and myself. Sean Gleason, Bobby Moat and Scott Davis. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that work really, really hard, like I said, to make this happen. So we are just happy and so proud to be part of this organization, to just really try to continue to grow it for ladies in the industry, because that's our main goal, is to make rodeo better for Sammy Joe's daughter, because I have two sons, but Sammy Joe's daughter, all the little girls, that are coming up and wanting to be cowgirls.
Yeah, Danielle, appreciate your question. She asked, will the PBR be set up when we start our finals at Cowtown? That's what's exciting. They will be torn down where we can move in on Monday. We get the arena Monday, Tuesday, and the first part of Wednesday. We move out and then they move in. So Lindsay and I are definitely going to work with PBR to give you guys as much room as possible in that warm-up arena and set you guys up for success with that. So great question.
Yeah, and there'll be the PBR that weekend before. The PBR fan zone will still be up. You can catch some PBR bull riding action there. We're working really hard to try to get some discounts at AT&T for tickets for the ladies that are competing, so that everybody can have a chance to really enjoy the week and take their families. And I know that my sons love going and watching the PBR finals. It's a great show, and it's a really fun time for everybody that week. So now you can plan your vacation, a little rodeo vacay, around the week of May 12th through the 17th in Fort Worth, Texas.
Absolutely. And like Lindsay mentioned, we're just excited to announce soon the details around the back number ceremony. It was so cool watching those of you that came last year get all dressed up, bring your families, and really just celebrate all of you. So we're going to plan to do that again. The buckle ceremonies are a big deal. Those world champion presentations are a big deal. So the get ready party at AT&T, all those things are just made the week feel so special for everyone. And Lindsay and I are going to make sure we do something similar this year.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions with anybody joining us now? And like I said, these graphics and everything with dates and kind of schedules and advancement charts and all of that will be out later this week. So don't freak out if they're not up today. Just rewatch this. The 12th to the 17th is the week, but we'll have all these graphics up. Obviously, we'll put out a press release, but today we're gonna hold off and just do the announcement here on Women's Wednesdays, just to honor 9/11 and make sure we're not taking away from what today is in our country. But we're excited and just, I don't know, Sammy Joe, now we got to just keep grinding it out.
Well, and ladies, let's talk really quick. let's talk really quick, Lindsay, about like what's on the horizon, especially with our qualifier series events. So, ladies, if again you go to WRWC.rodeo, click qualifier series. Give my computer just a second to load this. But we do have Chris Neal Productions, Oklahoma's Richest, is coming up this October. And I'm sure all of you know Kimes Ranch $1 Million Breakaway, brand new this year. That will be their first qualifier as well in October in Guthrie, Oklahoma. So breakaway ropers, make sure you have that event on your schedule. Is going to be, I mean, we'll have our qualifier series event there. The side pot packages will be available. And so we definitely
Time out. Don't skip it. What about the challenger incentive at the Kimes Ranch $1 Million Breakaway? Time out. Like
we're not going to skip it. We're not. Yeah, we are so excited for you challengers and limited. You girls will all be eligible to enter that side pot package for the challenger showcase. And so we're going to advance 5, 1 from the rounds, 2 from the average from the qualifier series in Oklahoma to the semifinals in Scottsdale in November. And then there'll be a last chance in Scottsdale the day before the finals. And you can enter the challenger side pot package. We'll take 5 from there. And there will be a challenger showcase between round 1 and 2 at the Kimes Ranch $1 Million Breakaway. A guaranteed payout to 10 places for all of you. If you have questions about it, check out our website. We have graphics on our social media. And yeah, that's a huge, huge opportunity. And then Lindsay, so Brittany asked, will there be more team ropings added? If you haven't noticed, let me pull up this graphic. We did add in Vegas I apologize. So we just finished Extreme Team Roping. Oklahoma's Riches coming up, Rising Stars and Las Vegas Stars. We did add Kenny Zamora's event it will be in Vegas. So what's awesome is out in Vegas now, we'll have Chris's breakaway roping with Las Vegas Stars and then Zamora's roping at the Rio. Both of those will be QS's. Ben Clements has an extreme roping coming up in March that we will do a QS for. And we are looking at adding a couple more, Brittany. So be on the lookout for those.
The thing about the QSs that I want everybody to understand is you need to enter those side pot packages on Next Gen to get that QS spot. It's a little bit different than before. You used to just have to the highest nominated person, got in. Now you have to enter that side pot package. It's kind of new for 25. So you need to go on Next Gen Rodeo, go into that event, enter that side pot package. That's how we're giving those QSs away. So it doesn't matter if it's in the barrels, team rope, and a breakaway. You have to go on Next Gen and enter that side pot to get that QS spot. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're at Chris Neal's or you're at Zamora's or you're at a barrel race. All of those events are through the side pot packages. These side pot packages are a great advantage to you cowgirls. You get a nomination in not only the roping or the barrel race, you get a side pot nomination and you get money back on those side pots. So they pay out. That is the cool part about them. You can get some money back on your nomination and you get 2 nominations for the 1 and the QS spot. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah. And the more of you that enter it, the better it pays out. Right. So definitely enter those side pot packages. And like Lindsay said, for those QSs, that's the way you win that QS spot. So our team will get out the most up-to-date QS schedule and definitely keep those on your calendar. You don't want to miss them.
Yeah. Okay.
We appreciate all of you for joining us this morning. Again, 2025 Women's Rodeo World Championship will be May 12th through the 14th at Cowtown Coliseum, and we'll finish out championship round May 17th at AT&T Stadium with 20 of you, 3 pros, 3 challengers, and 1 limited. It's going to be awesome.
So awesome. Thank you guys for joining us today on Women's Wednesday. We appreciate you. we are in somber and prayer for 9/11 and everybody who has been affected by it. I mean, we all have, to be honest. And we appreciate all of you ladies who are on this journey with us to make the sport an inclusive environment for all female rodeo athletes. We love, appreciate you. Happy Women's Wednesdays. We'll see you soon.